5 years ago, I was completely lost in life. I had just lost my job. My relationship had ended. And honestly, I felt like everything around me was falling apart. One rainy evening, I boarded a late-night train from Boston to New York. The station was nearly empty. Everyone looked tired, broken in their own way. I sat near the back of the train hoping nobody would bother me. Then, at the last second, an elderly woman sat beside me. She looked tiny. Gray hair, blue coat, warm smile. She politely asked, "Mind if I sit here?" I nodded quietly and looked away. A few minutes later, she noticed I was staring out the window, crying. Embarrassed, I wiped my eyes quickly, but she gently smiled and said, "Bad day." I laughed bitterly. "Bad year." For some reason, that made her laugh softly. Then she said something strange. "Sometimes life removes people and places because your story isn't finished yet." At the time, I thought it sounded like one of those fake motivational quotes. But during that train ride, we kept talking. Her name was Eleanor, and somehow, talking to her felt easy, safe. She told me she used to travel constantly with her husband before he passed away. She showed me old photos from a tiny wallet, pictures of beaches, train stations, birthdays, simple moments. But every photo looked full of life. At one point, I asked her the secret to a happy life. She thought quietly for a few seconds, then answered, "Don't spend your whole life waiting for things to feel perfect before you allow yourself to be happy." That sentence hit me harder than she probably realized, because that's exactly what I'd been doing, waiting for the perfect job, perfect relationship, perfect future. Meanwhile, life kept passing by. Hours went by without me noticing. Eventually, the train began slowing near New York. People started grabbing bags and standing up. Before leaving, Eleanor reached into her purse and handed me something small, an old train ticket. I looked confused. Then she smiled and said, "My husband gave me that ticket the day we met." I tried giving it back immediately, but she gently pushed my hand away. "Keep it," she said. "Sometimes strangers appear exactly when we need them." Then she disappeared into the crowd. I never even got to properly thank her. A few days later, I looked at the back of the ticket more carefully and noticed tiny handwriting. It said, "Don't be afraid to start over." I still have that ticket today, and honestly, that random train ride changed my life. A year later, I moved to a new city, started a new career, met new people, and slowly, things got better. Sometimes, I still think about Eleanor.